Good evening, East Alabama, and welcome into the Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. We continue on this week, finishing the week in a strong way. I hope we have what I think is some of the best content we've had all season long. And I know I've said that a couple times, but we have the highlights from the Calhoun County Baseball Tournament Championship game last night. We also have interviews with the winning coach, Travis Jantz. We have interviews with Judd Sire, who hit the walk-off double. We're going to talk with Carter Johnson, one of the highly touted MLB prospects. We're going to hear from a couple Alexandria players that made All-County. You're going to see the trophy presentation and a whole lot more. We have a lot for you today on the Locker Room. You can only get it right here. Now, we are the only ones with highlights, the only one with post-game video interviews, and so I hope that you guys enjoy everything that you're going to see today. I want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our page so that you don't miss the Locker Room. We're here every weekday covering East Alabama sports in Calhoun and Cleburne County. And again, we're here at 5 p.m. And then, of course, we have our East Alabama Now news every night at 6:30 p.m., so you can catch that tonight at 6:30 p.m. Hey, we have highlights. We're just going to get right into the action. The Calhoun County Baseball Tournament Championship game was last night at Choccolocco Park. It was on Signature Field, and those highlights are presented by Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. I got to ask you, are you ready to buy or sell? Well, together with Lindsay Barger, we can help make your home dreams a reality. She specializes in home buying, selling, and investing. Whether you want to buy a personal home, buy land to build a dream home, sell a rental home, or buy a home to flip and resell, Lindsay Barger is your friend through it all. She would love to guide you in the process, so call her today at 256-441-2389. Call her for all your real estate needs, and do not forget to like and follow her on Facebook and Instagram at lindsaybarger.realtor. Let's get into our highlights from Signature Field at Choccolocco Park, the Oxford Yellow Jackets and the Alexandria Valley Cubs. There's Oxford head coach Travis Jansen. Now on your left, Alexandria head coach Zach Welch on your right, number 1 and number 2 seed. The starting pitcher for Oxford will be R.J. Brooks. Here's R.J. Brooks warming up before the game. He would end up throwing 6 innings for the Yellow Jackets. And for Alexandria on the mound is going to be Trip Patterson. Been dealing with some sickness, but is on the mound for the Alexandria Valley Cubs. Trip Patterson, one of the better pitchers in the county, no question about that. All right, here we go. R.J. Brooks on the mound. Brody Slayton's going to open the game up with a single to center field for the Valley Cubs. Again, that's going to drop in center field, and that's a single for Slayton. This time, Nick Thompson's going to attempt a sac bunt, but what a catch by Hudson Gilman for the out as Hudson Gilman dives and gets out at first. This time, Ian Cartwright's going to hit a single to left field, and all of a sudden, Alexandria has something cooking in the first inning, runner on first and second. This time, Samuel Henniger gets a center to center field. He gets a single to center field, pardon me. And now Alexandria has got the bases loaded in the top of the first inning. That is going to require an infield mound visit from Oxford as there's bases loaded with 1 out. R.J. Brooks has a pickle to start the game. And here you see Zach Welch talking to his hitters and his base runners about being smart. All right, Aiden Bruner is going to be the next batter for Alexandria. He's going to hit a sac fly to right field that's going to score Brody Slayton from third. Oxford takes a 1-0 lead in the first inning. This time, R.J. Brooks is going to get Evan Snow to strike out swinging to end the inning. Now, Trip Patterson on the mound. Nick Richardson's going to ground out to second base. And this is going to be a bang play at first. They're going to call Richardson out. This time, Trip Patterson gets Todd Gann to strike out swinging. And next up is going to be Carter Johnson, and he is going to get a single to left field, so Carter Johnson gets a base hit for Oxford. But this time, Trip Patterson's going to get Forrest Heacock to strike out swinging. So Trip Patterson threw a phenomenal, I believe it was 9 innings, even went into the 10th. This time, Ty Brown's going to hit a ground ball to the shortstop, and it is going to be fielded, and Ty Brown is going to be out. R.J. Brooks gets a couple grounders now. Brody Slayton's going to hit into a ground ball, and great defense from Johnson. He's going to be out. And this time, Trip Patterson back on the mound for Alexandria, and he's going to get Judd Sire to strike out swinging. And Bruner's going to get him out on the drop third. This time, Todd Gann hits a fly ball that is caught by Alexandria. This time, Evan Snow's going to pop it up to Hudson Gilman at first base, and Gilman is going to catch that for the out. You've seen Forrest Heacock strike out a minute ago. This time, he's going to hit a double to left field. You're going to see it drop right here. That's going to go to the almost to the fence. And so Forrest Heacock gets a double for the Oxford Yellow Jackets, and that's going to put a runner on third. Oxford's got something cooking in the 4th inning. Hudson Gilman's going to ground out this time, and Alexandria's going to throw it to first. This time, R.J. Brooks is going to ground out to second base. Alexandria's going to get the out. Oxford would end up getting a run in the 4th inning. This time, Kanan Whitman's going to pop it up to Samuel Henniger, and he's going to get the out at first base. Trip Patterson's got a lot of strikeouts, and he's going to add to that right here. Judd Sires going to strike out looking, so that is a strikeout looking. This time, Nick Richardson, he's going to ground out to second base. Good defense by Alexandria. Great play defensively by Alexandria. Right here, Zach Baskins is going to get a single to drop in left. And that's going to put a runner on third base right here. And Zach Baskins is actually going to put himself in a pickle. The runner from third would end up going home and be called out. And then, look at this. Eli Barnes strikes out swinging. Big strikeout from Carter Johnson. This time, R.J. Brooks is going to pop it up to the infield. And Evan Snow is going to get the out for the Valley Cubs. Oxford still batting. This time it's going to be a fly ball to left field. And routine fly ball caught in left field for the Valley Cubs. Alexandria now hitting. Carter Johnson on the mound. He's going to get Ian Cartwright to hit into a ground ball to shortstop. And good defense from Oxford for the out. This time Carter Johnson's going to get Samuel Henniger to strike out swinging as Carter Johnson gets a strikeout to end the half inning. This time Zach Baskins is going to hit a single, and it looked like this was going to be the win for Alexandria, but they're going to trip on third base. Disaster strikes. Baskins gets the single. He's in a rundown between first and second, and that's going to send the runner from third to home for Alexandria. And Oxford just made multiple plays at the plate as they get the out at home to prevent Alexandria from taking the lead in extra innings. This time, Alexandria is going to hit a blooper. Again, another opportunity to take the lead, and R.J. Brooks comes through with the out in left field. That could have been disaster again. This time, Kanan Whitman's going to pop it up to foul territory, and that is caught by Alexandria. That could have gave Oxford the lead. There was multiple opportunities where both of these teams could have took the win, but couldn't capitalize. Evan Snow drawed a walk off Nick Richardson. Nick Richardson got Ty Brown to strike out swinging. Ty Gann's going to hit an RBI single. That would tie the game at that point. Judd Sire would go on to hit a walk-off double as the Oxford Yellow Jackets would win the county championship 3-2 in 11 innings. It took 11 innings for this game to be decided, and I was at the park until 11:15 on Tuesday night and wasn't there as late last night, but this was a game that started at 7 p.m. and went past 10:15. I think it was 10:45 or so when I got ready to leave the park. And this was one of the best high school baseball games I think I've probably ever seen. I mean, it does. Even though Alexandria came out on the losing side, Oxford got the job done. It was, I mean, anybody that paid for a ticket got their money's worth. I mean, this was one that multiple opportunities throughout the game for both teams. It was a pitch and duel. Trip Patterson was phenomenal for Alexandria. I think he went into the 10th inning before being pulled. He might have went into the 9th inning before being pulled. But eventually Henniger would come in. And then R.J. Brooks threw a solid 6 innings, really good 6 innings. And then Carter Johnson came in. Nick Richardson and Oxford, had a really good 4 pitchers that came in the game and contributed to the win. So Oxford had great pitching. And we caught up with the winning coach, Travis Jansen. First year as the head coach at Oxford. His team as county champions took 11 innings. I know how I would evaluate the game, but how does Coach Jansen evaluate his team's performance? Well, here he is telling you more.
Well, they hung in there. I think they showed a lot of resilience and perseverance. There was times in the games where we made it hard on ourselves, walking hitters, and there was a double play we didn't get turned. And there were just some things that we did make it hard on ourselves. But the biggest takeaway is how we competed and how we hung in there. And, it was just a game where it was a very tight game. And I was just really proud of how we hung in there and figured out a way to win.
One thing that stood out to me about Oxford was the grit. They never backed down. There was even at one point in the game where it was a 3-2 count, 2 outs. If Samuel Henniger can get the out, then Alexandria wins the game. Oxford instead hits an RBI double to left field. So this is a team that down to literally their last strike found a way to tie the game. It takes a lot of grit to keep clawing back, especially in extra innings. That's a lot of pressure when you find yourself trailing in extra innings. So I asked Coach Jansen to talk about the grit of this team that trailed in extra innings, but still found a way to win the game.
Down to the last strike, and Ty Gann got that base hit, chopper over the third baseman's head. and just super proud of just a lot of moments. I mean, the defensive plays with the infielders throwing guys out at home, those aren't easy plays. And it was just a game where, we showed a lot of composure throughout the game, and that was, that helped us win.
Ultimately, in the 11th inning, it would be Judd Sire who hits the double to left field that would win the game. Judd Sire would walk things off. Ask Coach Jansen, talk about Judd Sire and that at bat.
Oh, gosh. That was awesome. Judd's one of those guys that he's kind of a team favorite type of guy, and he's a guy that everybody loves. He does the right thing. He's not a selfish kid at all, and he's an athletic kid, and so that's why we've been trying him out in the DH. And he turned on that ball and he smoked it, and the left fielder was shading him that way. And I thought it was going to go right to him, and my heart jumped when he hit that ball, and just a really, really cool moment.
And for Coach Jansen in his first season as the head coach of the Oxford Yellow Jackets, they are county champions. Probably still getting to know his team a little bit. His team's probably still getting to know him a little bit. As Coach Jansen, what did you figure out about this team during the county tournament?
I guess it was just we think we have grit, we think we have perseverance, and it was just an exhibition of composure. I just was, I think they're composed guys. I think I already knew that, but it was just to hang in there and win that game in 11 innings, and with a packed house, and just really proud of how they played.
Congratulations to Coach Jansen and the Oxford Yellow Jackets on winning the Calhoun County Baseball Tournament Championship. Hey, we're not done talking Oxford Yellow Jacket baseball, though, because when we come back in a minute, you're going to hear from the man that hit the walk-off double, Judd Sire. You're going to hear from one of the most highly touted after players in the state, one of the most highly touted after players in the country, and Carter Johnson, committed to play at Alabama, but I believe he's going to be a first-round MLB draft pick. And then you're going to hear from all of the Oxford pitchers. We've got a special interview, thanks to my man Rocco Maniscalco, that you're going to see when we come back. I'm Namath Pitts. We continue on in just a minute on The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down. Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
We live in a world that moves quickly, and while we are able to connect faster than ever through technology, maybe you've noticed that real connection is hard to come by. Parker Memorial Baptist Church offers you a place to connect, a place to learn more about Jesus and the difference He can make in your life, a place to build relationships with like-minded believers, or maybe discover what it means to be a follower of Jesus Christ, a place to use the gifts and talents God has given you, a place where we love God and we love you. Parker Memorial Baptist Church, 1205 Quintard Avenue, Anniston. Visit our website for details.
Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room each and every day. Ted's Floors and Beyond has all your flooring needs, whether it's hardwood, laminate, carpet, tile, luxury vinyl. They have it for you right there at Ted's. You can go by their showroom there in Anniston. You can pick out what you like, want, and need, and they can do that there at Ted's. Also, they've got their partnership with Welborn Cabinet and will offer you a complete kitchen or bath makeover. That includes cabinets, countertops, flooring, backsplashes, tile showers. They can get it done there at Ted's Floors and Beyond. And now they offer you work on your outdoor space, whether it's an outdoor kitchen, patio, or living space. They have specially made outdoor tiles and stones that can enhance your outdoor experience. Go by and see them today at their showroom in Anniston on Highway 431, right before you get to Sachs Elementary School, or visit them online at shopteds.com. That is shopteds.com. Ted's Floors and Beyond brings you The Locker Room. We continue on this Friday afternoon trying to stay dry, and I got to tell you, if you were at Choccolocco Park last night at Signature Field, then you got your money's worth. It was one heck of a game with one heck of a finish. And one thing that I tried to prioritize after the game was talking to players, was talking to coaches, was getting them on the camera, because that is truly what you guys want to see. You don't want to see Namath yip yap run his mouth. You want to see the ones that put in the work. And I'll tell you, there's a lot of people that put in work last night, but I don't think anybody had a bigger hit. Well, you could say the Gann hit was pretty big that tied the game with 2 strikes, but the walk-off hit is always the hit that people typically talk about. Now, no disrespect to any other hits from either team throughout the game, but Judd Sire's walk-off double was that hit that finally pushed Oxford through to become the champions of the Calhoun County baseball tournament, their third straight county championship. So after the game, we talked with the man himself, Judd Sire, who hit the walk-off double, and I asked Judd to walk me through that at bat.
I was telling him I got 2 strikes. I was trying to put something in play, and it happened. That's about it.
He was a little tired, as you can tell, probably from that post-game celebration where he ran to center field, and I don't know what was going on behind me, but I guess the players, they're probably making faces at me or whatever. You know how they are. But I know there's a lot of laughing going on. But it's all fun and games, and what I love is when you get to have the players be active. And one guy, Rocco Maniscalco, came up to me and said, "Hey, can I hold the camera?" And I was like, "Well, no, because I have to hold the camera." And I started thinking for a second. I said, "But you know what? You can interview your teammates." And so I handed the mic over to Rocco. So, hey, without further ado, here's Rocco talking with his teammates, all 4 pitchers who were on the mound, talking about their teammates' performances. So, Rocco, take us away.
So I was just really proud of the way all the pitchers handled it. They kept their composure, kept throwing strikes, and just trusting their defense. And good things happen when you do that. So, yeah.
I think R.J. Brooks did really, really well because he just threw strikes and held them to 2 runs. So
I think R.J. came out. Dude competed for, I don't even know how many innings you throw? 6. You competed for 6 innings. Nick, you came in there, you threw strikes, you did what you had to do. And then I don't know. That's it.
At the end of the day, you can't just get it done with one guy. It's a team effort. I go 6 strong, and I start to lose it at the end. Carter comes in to back me up. After Carter closes a little bit, Nick comes in. He walks the run in, but then he comes back and attacks his own very next batter. And then Witt comes in to close it off. So, great team effort, great team win.
Rocco, that was a pretty good interview. I got to say, you did better than I probably would have did out there. The only thing is next time, ask him, a little bit more. Try to get him to talk a little bit more. But other than that, Rocco, I can't critique you on that, man. You're as good at doing interviews as you are a baseball player. And so he's only a freshman. That's what's pretty crazy. His dad obviously was a great baseball player, Mississippi State. And so I actually talked to his dad after the game and said, "Hey, man, I see him only a freshman, but Mississippi State, that could be his future." So Alexandria's got a ton of talent, and that shows you how deep this team is when you got a guy like Rocco that's only a freshman. But you saw the 4 pitchers from Oxford. All 4 of them contributed to winning this game for Oxford. They all were absolute dogs. Now, that's a terminology that some of you older people probably don't have a clue what I'm talking about, but it's a good thing. If I call them a dog, it means they were good. That's a good thing. That means they controlled the game on the mound. And one guy that had a really good tournament was the MVP, Carter Johnson. He was the most valuable player. Carter Johnson is currently committed to play for the University of Alabama, although the MLB, I'm sure, will be calling when the draft comes around. I would not be surprised to see Carter Johnson took in the first round. This is a guy that's probably going to have to make a huge decision about his future. But before we talk about his future, let's get his thoughts on Judd Sire and the walk-off double that he hit.
Well, just Judd, man, he's just awesome. He's really coming to the season. He's just a big football guy, and we kind of got him to come play baseball again. And we're just an older guy that we can count on. He got it done in the big moments. So, yeah, he's awesome.
Like I said, Carter's currently committed to play for the University of Alabama, but he could have an MLB team calling. Carter, I got to tell you, I would love to see you in red and white. So the only way I would turn down an MLB offer is if it comes from a team that's not the Atlanta Braves. Now, if my Atlanta Braves call, please pick up the phone. Please sign the contract. If they don't, then just go to Alabama and at least give me 1 year of watching you play for Coach Vaughn. But no, that's selfish. Carter Johnson has an incredible future ahead of him. I think he's going to be one of the best players when it's said and done to come through this area ever. We see Jackson Stevens, who currently plays for the Atlanta Braves. Carter Johnson's the next guy that'll be playing in the MLB. There's no question about that, in my opinion. But when you got all that pressure, everybody's talking about could be drafted in the first round, signed, committed to play for Alabama. How do you not let that pressure get to you and prevent you from performing your senior year? And I asked Carter, how do you not let the pressure get to you?
I just really try to focus on the present moment and just trying to get a state championship for this team again. So that's about it.
And for Carter Johnson, he's a county champion in senior year, 3rd straight county championship, won in his sophomore, junior, and senior year. I asked him, how does it feel to be a county champion?
Man, it's awesome, and just the way we did it was even better. So it was just good memories to have and great senior year. So,
like I said, you can hear all the noise in the background. The players certainly enjoyed watching their teammates get interviewed. There was at one point when I got done interviewing, I can't remember if it was Carter or Judd or the pitchers, but all the teammates just started surrounding them, going crazy. And it's pretty crazy when you're in the middle of that. Like, you're stuck in between all of them coming to celebrate the other guy. I should have got that on video. But you heard from Carter Johnson. You heard from all 4 pitchers. Heard from my guy Rocco. And then you heard from Judd Sire, who hit the walk-off double. The Oxford Yellow Jackets would end up being the champions. Hey, we are not finished. We have the all-county presentation. We have the trophy presentation. And you're going to hear from the defensive MVP, Trip Patterson. You're going to hear from Ian Cartwright and Brody Slayton. Although Alexandria came out on the losing side, still a lot to look forward to if you're the Valley Cubs. And you can build off of this if you're Zach Welch. This team's going to be at JSU. We're going to be talking at the end of the year. I believe that. When we come back, we'll get their thoughts. We continue on. I'm Namath Pitts, and you're watching The Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.
Ted's Floors and Beyond is excited to introduce our all-new outdoor living collection. Have you ever dreamed of elevating or even creating an outdoor living space, whether it be for grilling, lounging, playing, entertaining, or just winding down? Our quality tile and stone, combined with our expert craftsmanship, will no doubt create unforgettable outdoor moments with family and friends, while also enhancing the beauty and value of your home. Call us today.
Since 1993, WM Grocery has been a major part of our local community. WM offers the very best in fresh produce and an outstanding meat department. WM also has many local products not found anywhere else and fresh sushi every day. If you need an event catered, come see Mrs. K at any WM store. Curbside pickup is also available for your online grocery orders. Be sure to download the WM app for all the deals of the week and shopper rewards. Go check them out today at any of their locations.
We take pride in our community and appreciate your business.
For metal buildings in Alabama and the Southeast, Waldrop Manufacturing is your one-stop source. A Waldrop metal building provides the coverage and protection your investments need. They specialize in carports, RV covers, portable buildings, and storage buildings. Stop paying rent for storage. With Waldrop's price per foot, you can actually save money by buying straight from the manufacturer. Waldrop buildings are guaranteed because Waldrop manufactures buildings with U.S. steel right here in Calhoun County. Waldrop Manufacturing, serving the entire Southeast. Give them a call today. For over 60 years, Oxford Lumber has been servicing our area, and our customer service has always been our main focus. Our customer service is what sets us apart from anyone else. From the moment you enter, our highly trained staff will treat you like family.
To enthusiastically provide total customer satisfaction within a positive and self-fulfilling employee relations environment. Visit us at any of our 4 locations or at oxfordlumber.com.
Welcome back into the Locker Room, presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond. I'm Namath Pitts. I want to remind you to hit that like and follow button on our page so that you don't miss the Locker Room. Tonight at 6:30 p.m., we'll have more on the Calhoun County Baseball Championship game on our East Alabama Now News. I'll have the local baseball recap from last night. John Holder will give you the weather for this weekend, and then Mike Stedham and Katie Edwards will have your local news. So make sure to check us out tonight at 6:30 p.m. Hey, we showed you highlights in the first segment. We're going to show you some more highlights. These highlights are from the All-County Awards presentation and the trophy presentation. So let's go ahead and get right back out to Signature Field at Choccolocca Park. These highlights are presented by Lindsay Barger of Really Real Real Estate. There's the hardware. Somebody's going to be taking home All-County. The first player to make All-County will be Aiden Kilgore from White Plains High School. He will now be joined by Donahoe's Blake Sewell. And that is the principal for White Plains, Andy Ward, who is presenting the All-County Awards to the players. So we have Aiden Kilgore from White Plains, Blake Sewell from Donahoe. They would be joined by Jackson Smith of Ohatchee. So Jackson Smith of Ohatchee would join them on the All-County team. Next up, and there was a couple players that weren't in attendance, two Jacksonville players. Gavin Peeler was one of the Jacksonville players. He didn't make it. Another player that didn't make it was from Pleasant Valley. So I know Jacksonville had 2 All-County players. Gavin Peeler was one of them, and Zay Lemon was the other. And then for Pleasant Valley, Holt Bentley. Now, they were playing at Gaston last night, so they couldn't make it. Pleasant Valley couldn't for Holt Bentley. So here's Brody Holmesley of Piedmont. He pitched a phenomenal 5 innings against Alexandria in the semifinals. Also from Piedmont, McLean Mohan There's McLean Mohan right there. And McLean Mohan is going to play college baseball. Holmesley plans to go into the Air Force. All right, for Alexandria, Brody Slayton. He makes All-County. Also from Alexandria, Aiden Bruner is going to make All-County. Catcher for Alexandria, great player. And then finally from Alexandria that made All-County would be Ian Cartwright. He had that walk-off hit against Piedmont in the semifinals. And then for Oxford, Kanan Whitman would make All-County. There's Kanan Whitman right there. Also from Oxford, All-County player, and by All-County I mean All-County tournament, would be Nick Richardson. There's Nick Richardson. The All-County teams aren't announced to the end of the season, but this is the All-County baseball tournament team. Nick Richardson. Also, Carter Johnson makes All-County for the Oxford Yellow Jackets. And the final player from Oxford to make All-County would be R.J. Brooks. Pitched great 6 innings on the mound for Oxford. Had a great semifinals game against Jacksonville. Had a great quarterfinals game against White Plains. Had a great tournament. The best offensive player of the tournament was Nick Richardson of Oxford. He wins the best offensive player at the plate. The best defensive player in the county tournament was the guy that threw, 9 innings, held Oxford to only 1 run, and that was Tripp Patterson. Tripp Patterson won the best defensive player of the tournament, made a couple plays in the field, but pitched an absolute gem. You see Andy Ward right there handing Tripp Patterson the best defensive player award. And then the most valuable player of the Calhoun County Baseball Tournament, the MVP. MVP goes to, any guesses? That's right, if you guess Carter Johnson, it goes to Carter Johnson, who, again, is going to be drafted in the MLB draft, I'm sure. So here's the All-County team right here. You see them? There they are. Got Tripp Patterson, a couple Oxford Yellow Jackets, a couple Alexandria Valley Cubs, 2 Piedmont players, Donahoe White Plains. And then the runner-up trophy would be presented to Zach Welch and the Alexandria Valley Cubs, who will be the Calhoun County Baseball Tournament runner-up. And the Calhoun County Baseball champions, the Oxford Yellow Jackets. There's their seniors right there bringing the trophy back to their teammates after Oxford won a 3-2 game in 11 innings. So again, the all-county team, you saw it. There's Oxford. They're your Calhoun County Baseball Tournament champions. And so that is the awards presentation. Hey, after that, I don't like to talk to losing coaches. I can't find it in my heart to try to put them in that position. I'm not one of them guys. I want to be a coach's guy. I want to be the media that they want to talk to. So I don't like talking to losing coaches because I know you just lost. You don't want to talk. You don't want to, last thing you want is a camera in your face. And I try to avoid talking to players, but in this circumstance, they made all county. And so I felt that I would have tried to talk to the ones from Alexandria that made all county. Now, I didn't force them to talk. Bruner did not want to talk, so I didn't, I'm never going to try to make a guy talk to me. But Tripp Patterson, Ian Cartwright, and Brody Slayton all took time to talk to me for just a second. And so I asked Tripp Patterson, how does it feel to be the county defensive most valuable player? Here's his response.
It was great winning defensive MVP, but really doesn't matter at the end of the day. I wish we could have got the win.
Ian Cartwright made the all-county team. He had the walk-off win in the semifinals. Here he is talking about how he feels after making all-county.
It feels good, but at the end of the day, like Tripp said, it don't matter because we didn't really win, so we didn't achieve nothing as a team. Individual awards really don't matter in this game, so it's kind of tough the way it is. It ended the way that it did, but hopefully we'll bounce back.
I think this speaks volume, and this is the reason why I wanted to talk to these two specifically, and a reason why I wanted to talk to Alexandria. I think you noticed something right here that neither one of them cared about individual accomplishment. They both were upset that they had lost the game. The prize is bigger than individual accomplishments for the Alexandria Valley Cubs, and that's the culture that Zach Welch has built. It's not about individual success. It's about team success. Last night they might have came up short, but there's nothing to hang your head down about if you're Alexandria. They played a great game, had opportunities. They're going to look back on this game, and it's only going to better prepare them for the 5A playoffs in the future. Brody Slayton made all-county. Here he is talking about how he feels.
Oh, it feels great. Played hard throughout the week. Hard times, and then tonight had a good game, and then didn't get the right outcome we were looking for. But happy I got all-county. That was one of my goals coming into the year, and I'm happy that I have it.
Congratulations to Brody Slayton, Ian Cartwright, Tripp Patterson, and Aiden Bruner on making the all-county team for Alexandria. And for Coach Zach Welch and the Valley Cubs, good luck the rest of the way. We will certainly be at the Valley, Death Valley. Well, we'll be in the Lions Den, I guess. They're not Lions. Yeah.
It feels great. I mean, played hard throughout the week. I mean, hard times, and then tonight had a good game, and then didn't get the right outcome we were looking for. But happy I got all county. That was one of my goals coming into the year, and I'm happy that I have it.
Congratulations to Brody Slayton, Ian Cartwright, Aiden Bruner, and Trip Patterson on making the all-county team. And for the Alexandria Valley Cubs, good luck the rest of the way. I'm sure I will be seeing a lot more of you guys moving forward. We'll have highlights of them, Oxford, and a lot of other baseball teams in the area as we continue on throughout baseball season. But for this week, that is going to do it. That's it for me. Hey, we'll be back Monday talking Piedmont Bulldog baseball with Matt Dearman. So I hope you'll join me back here Monday at 5 p.m. Other than that, have a great weekend. Stay dry, stay safe, God bless. Come see me at 6:30 p.m. on East Alabama Now News tonight. I'm Namath Pitts, and thank you for watching The Locker Room presented by Ted's Floors and Beyond.